Hey gamers, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to rank all my home consoles that you can see in this picture. I'm not going to rank my portable consoles and the add-ons like the Sega CD or the 32X, so the video don't take too long and I want to concentrate my thoughts in the home consoles. But before we start, let me just say that this is my personal opinion. There isn't best or worst console. This is a list about consoles that I like the most. I always bought Sega and Nintendo consoles, and I only started buying the PlayStation brand in the PlayStation 3 era. I never had an Xbox, because I don't have time to play everything, but also because these days we can play many Xbox games in the PC. I'm just saying this because I always avoid console wars. That's for kids and immature adults. And also, if you like my videos, please subscribe to also help the channel. Now, let's start with the Sega consoles. I like the Master System, and my favorite game in the system is Golden Axe Warrior. I also like Sonic and Shinobi and others. Many games were just Sega Genesis games with the graphic downgrade. And in my opinion, for those who have the Genesis, it was no point to have both consoles. So I'm going to put this console here. Sega Genesis. What can I say about this console? Street of Rage, Golden Axe, Shinobi, Comix Zone, Story of Thor, Midnight Resistance, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Robocop vs Terminator, Cool Spot, Lion King, Aladdin, Mega Turrican. This is too many great games to count, and of course that I'm going to put the console here. Sega Saturn. I didn't like the Saturn that much. It doesn't have many games that I love, and didn't have Genesis sequels, games like Street of Rage, Golden Axe, Sonic. It had one Shinobi and one Golden Axe, but they weren't that good. And although it have some games that I like, Deep Fear, Dragon Force, Virtua Fighters 2, in my opinion the Saturn is light years behind the Nintendo 64 and the PlayStation 1. Dreamcast. I didn't bought the Dreamcast in the release date. The Sega Saturn was so bad in my opinion that I didn't even bother to buy the Dreamcast. I bought it a couple of years later in second hand to play a few fighting games, and honestly, I like it very much. Yet I didn't like Sonic that much. I didn't have the feeling that I was playing a platform game. And I also didn't like the control pad to play fighting games. But it was this console with Resident Evil Code Veronica that I started loving Resident Evil franchise. So I'm going to put the console here. Now let's continue with Sony consoles. What can I say about this console? It was one of the best consoles ever made. Games like Final Fantasy VII, Metal Gear Solid, Tekken, Crash Bandicoot, Castlevania Symphony of the Night, Resident Evil 2, Tomb Raider, Xenogears, Vanguard Story, so many great games, and some of them exclusive at the time. The 3D was new back then, and the console sold over 100 million units. And there is only one place that I can put this wonderful system. PlayStation 2. In my opinion, this console is almost as good as the PlayStation 1. It continued many great franchises from the first Sony console. Franchises such as Metal Gear Solid, Tekken, Final Fantasy, among others. And also present us some great new ones such as God of War and Devil May Cry, for example. So in my opinion, the right place for this console is here. PlayStation 3. I love my PlayStation 3. Many people say that it's the weakest PlayStation, but I love it. Great franchises such as The Last of Us and Uncharted started in this console, but yes, I agree. It was not as good as the PlayStation 1 and 2, so I'm going to put the console here. Now, the PlayStation 4. The PlayStation 4 have so many great and exclusive titles: Uncharted 4, Days Gone, Bloodborne, Last of Us 2, Horizon Dawn, Shadows of the Colossus, God of War, that I must put it ahead of the PlayStation 3. Now, because I don't have the PlayStation 5 for now, let's start with the Nintendo consoles. And let's start with the original NES. Super Mario Bros., Blaster Master, Ninja Gaiden, Punch-Out, Final Fantasy, Bubble Bobble, Kid Icarus, Mega Man, Contra, Castlevania, Double Dragon, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, Jackie Chan Action Kung Fu. This is still today one of the best consoles ever made, so I'm going to put in here, no doubt. Now the Super Famicom. I love the 16-bit era, and the Super Famicom was the king back then. Not in action games, because in my opinion the Sega Genesis is better, but also in my opinion is still today the console with the best RPGs. Final Fantasy, Chrono Trigger, Secret of Mana, Terranigma, Earthbound, Illusion of Gaia, Breath of Fire, Tales of Fantasy, Dragon Quest, and also Super Mario World, Donkey Kong Country, Contra, Metroid, Yoshi Island, so no doubt, I had to put the console here. The Nintendo 64. In my opinion, the Nintendo 64 was not as good as the NES or the Super NES. I bought this console in the release day and I only have 10 games. But it have my favorite game, the one that in my opinion is the best game ever made, The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. So I'm going to put the console here. Now, the Nintendo GameCube. I love the Nintendo GameCube. In my opinion, it's much better than the Nintendo 64. After playing the Resident Evil Code Veronica in the Dreamcast, I completely fell in love with the Resident Evil franchise with Resident Evil 0 and 1 remake. Metroid Prime, Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, Wave Race, Eternal Darkness were also very welcome, so I'm going to put this console here. Now, the Wii. I know that the Wii is still today the best-selling Nintendo home console, but I didn't like that much. I love playing light gun games, Ghost Squad, Resident Evil Darkside Chronicles and Umbrella Chronicles, Ghost Squad, but overall, in my opinion, it was a weak console, and it was in that generation that I bought my first PlayStation, the PlayStation 3, so I have no choice but to put the console here. Now, the Wii U. I could put the Wii U a little higher, but almost all top games are available for the Nintendo Switch, and they both are 8th generation consoles, so again, in my opinion, it's not worth to buy one. Now, the Nintendo Switch. This is undoubted one of the best consoles ever made. It has so many great games. It has so many great Nintendo exclusives, third party and indies, that is too many to count. I will go as far as saying that is the best console ever made. But my heart is still with the Genesis, so I'm going to put the Switch in second place. Now, I let here all alone my beloved TurboGrafx. What can I say? I'm going to be 100% honest. I only have one TurboGrafx game, Blazing Blazes. And I played most of TurboGrafx games in my TurboGrafx Mini, and I fell in love with this console. It has so many great shooters, and also Vigilant, Legendary Wax, Bloody Wolf, Jackie Chan Action Kung Fu, and so many more that I have no choice. I'm going to put the console here. So that's it, gamers. Do you agree with my tier list? Please let me know in the comments. As always, I hope you like this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Please take care.